everybody, welcome to this week's protection update. Now hopefully you managed to join Bob and myself at our roadshows over this past couple of weeks. We did 4 roadshows in total. Numbers were decent across all of the events, and I do hope you found the ideas that we covered and the content useful. Now from a protection perspective, we did speak about UnderwriteMe. What is UnderwriteMe, you might be asking, if you didn't happen to join us at those roadshows? Well, let me explain how this is going to fit in. I think it's important we make it clear that your sales process is not going to change. That means that we're still going to use the key to actually document your client file and your client details. We've got an integration into Solution Builder where you'll be able to source the protection solution for your clients. But for those situations where you hit a bit of a stumbling block, you'll now be able to access UnderwriteMe. So what stumbling blocks are we talking about? Well, let's say you have a client who has a specific medical issue. It could be asthma, high blood pressure, a large BMI, or anything else. Well, UnderwriteMe will give you the ability to find out the terms from a range of protection providers before you submit your application. Now, at the moment, the quote portals work the other way around. You make a recommendation and then you wait to see what the terms are going to be once the life company have completed their underwriting assessment of the case. Now, the terms that you end up with might not be standard. You might not get terms straight away. The life company could ask for a GP report, or they could ask for a medical examination. They could come back with non-standard terms, which means the client is going to have to pay a higher premium because they've been rated. You might even get a decline, which means that terms are not available. So the UnderwriteMe system is going to cut through a lot of that, and it's going to give you the ability to see the terms offered by various different life companies. Now this week and last week, we gave you a sneaky peek about the UnderwriteMe protection platform just to illustrate how this can help you and your business. Now for 4 days of next week, we're going to be running some drop-in webinars where you can find out exactly how it works in readiness for when we're going to make it available for you, which will be this month, February 2022. As I say, there are 4 sessions for you to choose from, and each one of them happens at 12:30 lunchtime on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday of next week. Now I've added the links to this week's protection update so that you can register for one of those UnderwriteMe sessions next week. Now, the other thing from a protection point of view that we covered on the roadshows was our brand new client-facing sales aids that are going to help you tailor your protection solutions to include things that are important to clients and their families. You see, here's the thing. Let's say I'm your client and there's something that's really important to me and it's really important to my family, which you could factor into your advice and recommendation for protection. But how do you know about that thing if you didn't ask me? For example, if I said what's important to me is that, we've struggled to get doctor's appointments at GP surgeries over this past couple of years due to the pandemic. So I'd quite like it if I could have a protection plan that allowed me to have face-to-camera GP appointments on my mobile phone. Knowing that information would allow you to factor that into your research, and you might be able to tailor a plan to my needs that includes that particular thing. What about second medical opinions? Do clients know that they could access something like that through their protection policy? What about the actual quality of the cover itself? Certainly, when we look at critical illness policies, they're not all the same. Most providers have a standard version and an enhanced version of their plans. If someone wants high quality, how do we factor it in? And what about the cover available for the wider family, including children? Could it be useful to be able to identify cover which has decent quality cover in that area? Now, Solution Builder has a wonderful tool built into it that's powered by Protection Guru. Now, Protection Guru have done an awful lot of hard work to independently evaluate the quality of various elements across all the protection covers which are available on the market. And you can produce a report which allows you to appreciate the quality of those features and benefits as part of your protection research. Now, the tool is called Compare Quality. Now, to accompany that, we've also produced some client-facing sales aids which line up exactly with the options you can choose through the Compare Quality tool. These sales aids are available on the advisor site right now, and we can even bespoke brand these to your business. Now, I've added a link to the protection update where you can take a look at these sales aids, but if you want to see the real context of how all of this pulls together, the session that I ran on the roadshows to show you how you can use these sales aids and then how to produce the Compare Quality reports based on what your clients have told you is important to their family. All of this leads to better client outcomes because they end up with a more tailored solution. So I've added a link to the recording of that session in this week's protection updates. Now, finally, I just want to talk about the first round of webinars, which kicks off next week. We're going to be looking at the subject of trusts again with a brand new session called Writing Protection Policies into Trust. Now, I've taken a quick look at the registrations this afternoon. At the time of recording, it's Thursday, and I can tell you that there are very, very few places left. So if you do want to join, we're running it on Zoom. You'll need to click on the link below to register. I can tell you, in fact, there are just 12 spaces next week. It does look like it's going to be a popular session. So next week is the first of the 2 webinars. The next one takes place the week after. But the registration links are in this update for both of them. Now, if you do miss out this time, we will be revisiting the session again in August, later this year, and I will be very shortly publishing the full webinar programme for 2022. We'll also put a recording of that session on the Advisor website. So it's another short and sweet one from me for another week. Have a fabulous weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon.